All right, let's make sure we are live here. Think it's working? Question mark. All right, we're back. I'm gonna send the link to the Discord, view channel. That doesn't seem to work. Live. All right, gotta send this link to the Discord now. Boom, boom, boom. Webinars. Live stream. Or I don't need to do that. All right, announcements. All right, I just sent everyone a thing. All right, I'm just gonna start. You guys can always rewatch it if you came in late. If you come you came in late, it's two. All right, let's get started, guys. I don't have any viewers. All right, let's do this. All right, we are gonna drop to the minute, or we can drop to the 5 minute. Sounds it right now. So this is how I do it, guys. I just go right till 9:30, and I do this. So this is our 9:30 open. I'm gonna go straight to regular trading hours, and I'm gonna highlight the opening range gap. And I usually I'd go to like the daily chart, but there really isn't much on the daily chart currently. So I'm just gonna stick to the 1 minute. Right at 9:30, we clear out pre-market highs. See what we do after, and this is Monday, guys. Okay, we get to place displacement lower. We have our first presented here. Keep going. We're just chopping around the first presented here. This is time distortion. I mean, the market is just waiting until a macro or some other news event to start moving. Inverse first presented here. You can see we're respecting the upper half of it. 10 a.m. open. I'm gonna move these a little bit. We got someone in the chat. Sup, Sam? Sean here. What's up, Sean? I'm just back testing. This is Monday's data. Okay, we inverse the first presented here. We cleared out opening range high. I want to see what we do. I'm looking to see if we respect the first presented. Bodies are respecting it. Wicks are doing the damage, but the bodies are staying within this first presented here. I'll make it a little darker so you guys can see. So the bodies are respecting this first presented. And then we get large displacement and a fair value gap. I'd be looking at this as an entry. If we are bullish, we had a big opening range. I'd have my stop below the midpoint of this, and I would be targeting. I would just kind of just be letting it run to see what we happen. But this is when we had this huge new week opening gap, and if it doesn't look like we want to go lower, this could potentially be an entry. Price respects this. I would be taking a partial here. That would be one partial. Can I like enter a trade on here? Am I able to do that? So, am I able to go back here? I want to actually enter a trade. Market. Yeah, here we go. So I would be in on this candle here. Stop loss below midpoint of the first presented. Take profit. Don't know. I'd be taking a partial here, but I'm not going to do that because I'm too lazy. An easy target would be 2R. So this would be 2R right here. I'm back testing Bernie. So I'm just doing Q&As and I'm back testing. This is Monday's data. We have bodies respecting the first presented fair value gap here on a bullish day. And then we have large displacement. I'm entering off this first fair value gap. And I honestly can't remember if this trade plays out. So this is kind of new for both of us. I'd be taking a partial at this high. I would not be moving to break even. I would just be taking a partial. Maybe not. Honestly, that's so close. I probably would not take a partial there. I'd just let my trade play out. So we're respecting this fair value gap still. We left relative equal highs here, and then we take them out. I would be taking a partial there. So that would be one contract off if I had multiple contracts. And then we are just meandering. We're about to start the 1150 to 1210 macro. And this is, we had FOMC later in the week, so the market's pretty choppy here. We are just moving. I'm going to bump this up to 3. Chopping, 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 chopping. Really just not doing much here. Okay, we have 130, so I want to highlight this too. So after 130, first fair value gap after 130 is this one right here. You can see how the bodies are respecting that. That could have been another pyramid entry. So we have first presented after 930, which is this gap right here. And then we have first presented after 130 in the PM session. And you can see how the candles are respecting this fair value gap here. And then I'm pretty sure we basically just continue higher all day. I would have taken, then we have 2 p.m. opening candle here. We go higher. And I'd be trailing my stop, so I probably should be doing this. I'd be trailing my stop right here after that happened. Take out this high. And if I had multiple contracts, I'd be taking partials throughout here. And that is the session almost. We clear out liquidity here. Since we cleared out liquidity, I'd move my stop to that. And then we continue higher. That was a pretty good entry. And that is the end of the that's the end of the day now. So now I'm gonna go back to the 15-minute. And I'm gonna go to Tuesday. So now we're going to what's on your watch list tomorrow? I mostly just trade NQ and ES, and a little bit of YM and gold. But I will be doing a weekly review once we get our new week opening gap for this. We have a bunch of China and Trump news, so I'm overall bullish. And we're in a generational bull market right now. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just going to the I'm just waiting until we get to pre-market, which is right now. So what we have here, consolidated Asia and London. We cleared out Asia highs here. We have our new day opening gap. I'd want to see how we respect this. And these candles are really just getting in my way, but we'll keep it going. Need to turn this off. All right, pre-market, we clear out London highs. Want to see what we do now. And it is not 9:30 yet. All right. Is it 9:30 now? Still not 9:30. Okay, so we clear Asia highs, we run back above it. We respect the new day opening gap here. Still not 9:30 yet, so I'm not in a trade. Okay, 9:30 opens. And Tuesday was another really bullish day. So now I'm going to regular trading hours. We have our regular trading hours gap right here. This is your opening range gap. I use this every single day. So this is where Monday closed and Tuesday opened. When we're in a super bullish condition like we are on Tuesday, you don't expect this gap to be filled and you expect it to act as a breakaway gap. So 9:30 opens, we barely take into this new week opening gap. We run higher. I'd be looking at this. This is our first presented fair value gap of the session. Okay, price comes in, inverses this first presented, so I want to see if we hold price, if this holds price. Okay, we inverse it again. So I'd potentially be looking for a long setup off the next fair value gap that forms, or if we touch this first presented again, or off this order block here, or mitigation block, sorry, not order block. This is a mitigation block. So I'm looking to see if we can retouch this first presented, cross above this mitigation block and treat it as support, or if a fair value gap forms within here. Okay, we touch first presented, so I'm in. I'd have my stop loss just below the 9:30 open. And I don't know what I'd be targeting because we're in all-time highs territory, so I'm just going to turn this off. And I know Tuesday was a big range day. So we're in on the inverse first presented here. And I get stopped out instantly, so that's not great. Price comes down, clears out this liquidity, starts consolidating again. After I got stopped out on this, I'd want to get re-enter on this mitigation block. So I don't want to enter in the same place I got stopped out. You can see how the candles are respecting this first presented fair value gap, the bodies are. 10 a.m. open. We're just consolidating. Okay, we clear out opening range low. Clear out sell side again. Now we're going into CE of the opening range gap. This fair value gap gets respected here, indicating bullish order flow. So I wouldn't enter off this, but I'd be looking at it. Now we're seeing bullish order flow because the bodies are respecting this. There's no body closure in this fair value gap. Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. We continue higher. This fair value gap is still getting respected. Still no entry for me yet. want to see what we continue to do here. Okay, we clear out this liquidity again. Boom. Bodies are respecting this fair value gap. If I saw this, so now I see this. I see liquidity sweep, bodies are respecting this fair value gap. We're in another fair value gap right here. I'd want to see if this fair value gap holds that we're currently in. And I'd be looking for a trade here. All right. And I would get in off this mitigation block right here. So my entry would be right here. I'm just going to enter now. So I'm in again. Stops below here. I would have wanted to enter on this down close candle right there. But let's see how this trade plays out. I would be taking a partial here or a break even here. Bot candles are respecting this mitigation block. I'd probably take full profit off that high. So my entry should have been all the way down here. $130 starts. We have 130 first presented fair value gap again, guys. This happens every single day. You can't use this fair value gap. You have to use the first one after 930. So this would be our first fair value gap right here, including the volume imbalance. We can see price just touched it right there. Okay, so look at this, guys. Random, right? Bodies are respecting the first presented fair value gap. This is basically the exact same PA as it was Monday. Can you show the model you took real quick? The model I use, Gym Addict 5, is 2024 ICT 2024 mentorship. I look for relative equal lows, relative equal highs, and I look at the opening range gap. So I'll show you 930 again. So this is regular trading hours. We have this opening range gap here. So let me clear all this lipstick off so you can see better. This would have been my trade for today. Okay, we have relative equal highs up here, right? Market left relative equal highs, that's a target for me. We're in this opening range gap. We come lower, we sweep liquidity. We come up, we sweep this liquidity. Bodies are respecting the fair value gap. Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. So we sweep this liquidity right here. Sweep it. Bodies are respecting it. We come up. Candles are respecting this fair value gap. And then this is a mitigation block. Since we didn't sweep any liquidity, if this came down and swept this liquidity, that'd be a breaker. So, but this is a mitigation block. And I would have entered right when we inversed it and then came back down and touched it. So my entry would have been right there. And then I would have held till relative equal highs for a first partial. And then since we're in such a bullish market, I would have kept one. And now we're all the way to the PM session. We have the PM first presented fair value gap after 130. Bodies are respecting it. Bullish order flow. I'd be looking to see if this down close candle can support price. So we're in that right now. That's a potential entry. Candles are respecting it. And we continue higher. And Tuesday and Monday were just super bullish. But I hope that answers your question. So the 2024 model, I really recommend you to watch ICT's 2024 mentorship and 2022. I've personally watched like every single ICT video, so it's kind of hard for me to like articulate everything. But I always wait till 9:30, but I start looking for relative equal highs after 7 a.m. Okay. So after 7 a.m., I'm looking for relative equal highs, relative equal lows. I'm also looking for relative equal highs, relative equal lows after 9:30. I'm always looking for relative equal lows and relative equal highs. But the model is you look for relative equal lows, relative equal highs after 7 a.m. And this is stripped down to the most basic part. But you look for relative equal lows, relative equal highs after 7 a.m. You wait for 9:30 so you can see the opening range gap. You want to see price either trade into the gap and respect it. So you want to see price trade into the gap, respect it, and reverse to relative equal highs. Or you want to see price inverse the gap, use it as support, and then trade to relative equal lows. on a premium gap opening. But then obviously I look at London and Asia highs and lows. So I look at session highs and lows, and I look at higher time frame P arrays like the daily chart and the 4 hour chart and the 1 hour chart. But if I had to like condense it into just one model like that, I'd say I trade 2024 model with session profiles. But I also have a lot of experience with all of ICT's other models. So I use 10 a.m. PO3 a lot, which is you wait for the 4 hour candle to close. So the reason I have 2 o'clock noted on my chart right here, this is a start of the 4 hour candle. So this is the PM candle, 2 p.m., and 10 a.m. is the AM candle. So you want to get in when the candle's forming its wick, which this thing's a little fucked up. This thing gets fucked up when you're on replay, so this isn't right. But if 2 p.m. opened here, I'd want to get in below this opening price. So we have this fair value gap here. We have this order block here that I already highlighted. This is if you're doing 2 p.m. 4-hour PO3, which is just 2 p.m. AMD accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So you want to get in below this 2-hour open, this 4-hour open, and then if you're expecting expansion, if you're expecting, I'll show you on the later days. But I trade 10 a.m. PO3 and ICT 2024. That's basically my model. But we're gonna move on to Wednesday now. This was FOMC, I'm pretty sure, was on Wednesday. So I want to see what happens here. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. What's going on? All right. What's going on here? I gotta reset this. We're on regular trading hours, so it freaked me out. All right. Right here. All right, so this is Wednesday. FOMC is at 1:30 or 2:30. So we don't trade AM because it can be fickle. This is Asia range. We left relative equal lows in Asia. I'm looking at that. We have this new day opening gap rested near those relative equal lows. New day opening gaps are a big net for price. We have Asia here, and then we're looking at pre-market. All right, let's get into it. We're waiting until 9:30, 9:30, 9:30. I don't know where it is. All right, 9:30 open. Right when there's 9:30 open, I go to my charts. I go to regular trading hours. I highlight the opening range gap right here. And I use a fib to do that. I break it into quadrants, 0, 2.25, 0.5, 0.75. And then I usually wait till 10 a.m. too. But I don't always wait till 10 a.m. But if you're a newer trader, I think you should. All right, we open at 9:30. We got pre-market and London highs here. Let's see what happens. We do not have a first presented fair value gap yet. Oh yeah, we do right here. So this doesn't look like a fair value gap, but it is because we have volume imbalances on both sides. So that's our first presented. We inverse the first presented right here. So I want to see how I react off that. I'd want to see price come back in it, treat it as support, and then migrate to this opening range gap. And maybe this new day opening gap in Asia relative equal lows. Let's see what we do. Okay, we come up, treat it. We're treating the first presented fair value gap as support right now. This is a potential entry. I wouldn't take this entry because we left relative equal highs here. I'd want to see those highs get taken out. And almost like clockwork, we take out those highs. So now I'm wanting to see if price wants to respect this up close candle or even this fair value gap. I want to see if price is going to respect this fair value gap and continue higher, or if we're going to reverse. Sorry guys, that's my alarm going off. Okay, 10 a.m. opens. So this is 10 a.m. PO3. It already kind of happened quick. So this is 10 a.m. open. This is the wick that formed 10 a.m. So if it's going to be bearish, you want to sell above the 10 a.m. open. And you don't have much of an option. You don't have much of an opportunity to get in. But we inverse this gap. I would have got an entry right here because we took out relative equal highs. I'm going to go back so I can actually get an entry. Okay, so I would have got an entry right here. I would add my stop above this fair. I would have had my stop all the way up here actually, which is kind of a big stop. And then I would be targeting 50% of the opening range gap. I'd be targeting these pre-market lows, and I'd be targeting Asia lows. And I honestly can't remember what happens here at all. So let's see. Price is still respecting this gap. And we have other fair value gaps above it. That's why I have my stop loss above the highest fair value gap. We're just consolidating. This is pre-FOMC, so you don't expect the best trading conditions. Break lower. All right. We left relative equal lows of pre-market there, so that's pretty interesting. I'd want to see price come and clear those lows out. And we're still in the trade. All right, we clear out pre-market lows. I'd be break even here. I'd be taking a partial. And now we watch. Continue lower. Consolidating. I'd be taking a partial at 50% of the opening range gap. Coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Just chopping around pre-FOMC. And I would honestly probably get out of my trade at before 2 o'clock because that's when FOMC is. But I'd want to see if we can clear out this liquidity first. Second, it takes out this liquidity and doesn't reject, I would be out of the trade if that happens. And it stopped me out there automatically, so I don't have a choice. All right, so this is start of FOMC at 2 o'clock. So you can expect a lot of volatility here. See how it plays out. Okay, we dump to a random level. This is a previous regular trading hours gap. You can see how the bodies that we just barely touch it. We continue higher. This is an order block, so I'm looking at this order block here. I want to see if price respects this order block. And I'm going to take this off my chart. And I'm going to take this off my chart. All right, we clear out sell side for FOMC. We have an order block here, change in state of delivery. I want to see if this respects price. We're open above this new day opening gap. And we're respecting it. We also have a fair value gap here I'm looking at. So we have two confluences here. We have order block and a fair value gap. Bodies are respecting this new day opening gap, indicating bullishness. We left relative equal highs here. So these are relative equal highs. And I'm missing my entry right now. Okay. Price came in, touched CE of this order block, mean threshold, I'm pretty sure you call it for an order block. Come up, form another fair value gap here. That could have been another entry. I got in on this fair value gap during FOMC. I wasn't looking at this order block at the time, but you can see how we respect that perfectly. So I'd be in on this fair value gap. Well, this is where I got in. I technically got in here. I don't know why I'm pretending like I didn't trade this. So I'd be in here, stop at this low, and you can see how I managed to stop in the live stream. And I'd take a partial here, and then there's obviously more room to run higher in the day. But if you haven't watched this stream, this was a pretty good stream. I streamed it in class and made a lot of money, but this is FOMC's price action. We clear out sell side here, and then we start ripping. Bullish PD arrays are being respected. And that was the end of the day right at 4 o'clock here. So that I would have closed all trades. Reason it dumped is we had some bad earnings, so it dumped after that. All right, now I'm going back to the 15-minute, and I'm looking at Thursday's price action. And I'm just waiting for pre-market here. Holy crap, that was a big dump. Okay, so this is pre-market. We have Asia and London range, didn't really do much, TBH. We have this new day opening gap, price is respecting it right now. or price cleared out London pre-market, and we're in this new day opening gap. We have sell side down here. This is previous day's low. And then previous day's high is up here, and this is previous day's EQ in Asia's. All right, so we are, what time is it right now? It's 8:30, so we still have a while until 9:30 open. We're dumping. Just waiting for 9:30 open. All right, 9:30 open. Right when it turns into 9:30, I'm going into regular trading hours, and I'm gonna highlight our gap, which is right here. This is our opening range gap. This is 2024 ICT model. Come out, clear pre-market lows. We're right next to daily lows, so I wouldn't be interested in going long here. And honestly, there's no trade right here. Let's keep it going. We clear pre-market low and we continue dumping. Our first presented fair value gap is somewhere around here. I would count this as my first presented. Right here. So this is our first presented fair value gap. Come in, treat it as support to go higher. Okay, 10 a.m. opens. Touch this new day opening gap. We touch CE. 10 a.m.'s opens right around here. And I actually got caught up in this. Okay, price forms an order block and a fair value gap here. We get a break of structure and an order block. Okay, I'm short here at a pretty bad entry. Stop at this high of this candle. And then I would be targeting the lows. And I'm sure there's more lows down here that I can't see. But this would be my trade. And I didn't take this trade. I was offsides today. But let's see how this plays out. Bodies are respecting the first presented. Inverse the first presented. That would be another entry right here when it's consolidating around the first presented, because now this is an inverse. This is a inverse first presented fair value gap now. So I'd want to see price respect that, and you can see that with the bodies. Come up, touch the low of this fair value gap one more time, or get really close to it. And we continue lower. Again, first presented fair value gap, respecting. Formed relative equal lows here. And we are just, this would have been a long trade. More relative equal lows, inching our way lower here. I don't even know if we take out this low, to be honest with you. Still this fair value gap here. This is the first fair value gap after 10 a.m. It's important. Consolidating. Fair value gap respected here. And I definitely, yeah, this is crazy. This is day after FOMC. It's just chop. You don't want to be trading this shit. Okay, 2 p.m. This is lunch macro. This is from 150 to 210. And you can see we get displacement during that macro. It looks like we're about to take out the lows. Once we clear lunch lows, I'd be break even here. All right, just like that, we're done. I'm not going to show you guys Friday either because Friday was so boring, and I actually have to go to Investment Banking Club. But I will have a weekly forecast out, guys, in a little bit. That'll be on my YouTube. I'm just waiting for the new week opening gap to form to post my weekly forecast. So after that forms, I will make my weekly forecast, and I'll show you guys the economic calendar and what I expect to happen. But those of you guys who tuned in, thanks for coming. Again, I'll be doing live streams every single day. and I'll be trading live in front of you guys. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be trading like live funds in front of you guys. I still have to like figure out the rules and the safety behind that. But worst case scenario, I'm trading evals. Like I just got an eval, and I'm honestly like I'm down like $800 I think on it, but I'll try to bring that back up. I think it'd be pretty cool to watch you guys. You can always rewatch the live, but I am trying to do like a 300 to 10K challenge. I'm just having trouble with my brokers. I recently changed my brokers around so I can use margin on Robinhood, and I'm having trouble like depositing live funds. So we'll see what happens there, guys. But I will be. You can rewatch this; it'll be on my YouTube. But weekly forecast is up in. Will be up in a little bit, guys. It'll be up later tonight because I have investment banking club, so I got to go to that. But I'm waiting for that new week opening gap to form, and the weekly forecast will be up soon. But I will see you guys at. I'll see you guys at 9:30 or 9 a.m. tomorrow, I guess. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Gotta end this stream. Pretty new to this whole YouTube shit. I'm not very good at like ending the video. There we go.